You can hear him feathering that throttle, trying to stay off the wall. Keeps it off the wall. We'll ride back. See how the Kermit 418's running back here. You can see we're stacking up the field behind us. They're being nice, not really pressuring us too much. Let's ride along with Kevin Laney here. So as you can see, we got loose there on the inside. Trying to push, not really knowing where the limit was. And what we can do is we can show our inputs here in the bottom right as we're racing in traffic here. So now they're lined up on the high side, so we're running low. So you're going to notice that we're going to be even more conservative, knowing that we're on the bottom line and not knowing how much space they're going to leave us to come up, which is going to kill our speed here for a few laps. So we'll go check. Let's go check in the front, see what's happening. We got four guys racing for second here, pretty close racing. Getting a little loose. I think slight contact on the wall with the number 6, Mr. Parasato. Let's turn off those driver inputs. The driver inputs will only work for my truck. Naturally, if I was able to see everybody's driver's input, I could go in after the race and just kind of learn on a different level from other drivers. You can go in the cockpit of other drivers and listen to their throttle control, but seeing the actual telemetry is pretty beneficial, that's why I personally subscribe to services so I can see telemetry of fast drivers out there. So it looks like it's settled down up here. We'll go check back in with myself. Now running P18. We started 14th. We dropped 4 positions early on, trying to get a feel for the truck. Our goal going into this, it was our first race this week, so like I mentioned earlier, we didn't really know the truck or the track. So the goal was the top 10. Being the 3 truck, top 10, I would be happy with it. Let's ride along on the cockpit, and I'll let you listen into the truck, and I'll stop yapping. I do want to make sure that the drivers are unmuted.
Well, I don't know what you guys do.
So you can see my throttle inputs down there. You know, half lift 50% and then ease back into it. Ideally, so you can see there I overdrove the entry. Ideally, you're getting back in the throttle once the truck really sets the nose into the corner. right? I've had friends that are much better than me provide me that instruction, and I know when I do it, I am much faster. I just lack the discipline and patience to wait for the truck to settle into the corner before getting back into the throttle. But it makes a huge difference. So there you can see I started dipping below the seam, so it's like, okay, I can get back in the throttle, then the throttle will bring me back up to the wall. Alright, we're 7/10 back. Let's go ahead and check up through the field. We got a battle for, what is this, 9th position? Oh, he's just in the wall. We did have a battle for 9th position. He lost that battle. Shout out to, who are we with? Mr. Wagner for the Kermit on the bed of his truck. And let's go check on our leader. After the 11 dives it in there. Now we're gonna keep it right here. We got close racing, 3 of them under a blanket. Let's see what happens here. What I didn't realize in race was the 12 and 11 have the same paint. Make an assumption here that they're teammates. Alright, let's go check with the leader. Too wide behind him. 3-way battle for second. The Valvoline truck getting loose. Turn off that telemetry. Let's go on back to P14. We have the one truck trying to gain some ground. Nice little slide job there. Contacts.
Yo, what are you doing? Are you braking going into a corner? No, I'm slowing down for the corner. Apparently too much. Thanks for the damage. It was a 0x. There's no damage on your rear end. Simple.
I think I'd have to disagree with the no damage on his rear end thing. Now let's see if we can tell from the Mr. Laney's vehicle.
And no, I'm not braking. I'm anticipating what the cars in front of me are going to do. Something you should probably do.
Nope, doesn't look like there's damage.
Yes, master.
So we're back up to 14th after dropping down to 18th. We were getting a feel for it. And because we were getting a feel for it early, we saved some tires. So we were able to be more aggressive here in this run. The issue we ran into is the waiting too long. You know, we had
Man, you want to talk about a roadblock?
we had a good amount of tires left over, but we were being conservative. You know, we didn't want to be aggressive and cause an accident, just because we still were driving on edge at times. You know, you're going to see here in the second half of the race as we pass halfway that we were sliding a bit more. Let's go ahead and do our cockpit. We'll turn on the telemetry and I'll let you listen in. Halfway through, this is the telemetry and the pace that we're running. So as you can see, I'm sliding there. We almost got into the back of the Exalted truck. I didn't expect him to come down and to that bottom seam like he did. And running that bottom line, I believe, is going to be slower in the long run. We had people in chat that were telling me that I should be running the high line, but I wasn't completely comfortable running up there and hitting the wall. So we tried to make it work down here, but it's just super loose down at the bottom. Hard to clear people. And in doing that, you know, you lose speed. And we got the Mr. Shepherd on our outside now. Hit the apron. That's going to put us loose. Excuse me, that was Mr. Laney, and that was Mr. Shepherd that just went by. So despite the slide in that last turn, we still feel like we had pretty good pace. And you see the bottom line just getting a little loose. Certainly on edge with 15 to go. Let's ride along with Mr. Laney. Super loose on that bottom line. Does a great job avoiding pit road and getting that black flag. So, job well done. And let's see what the battle for 7th looks like. One truck hunting down the 16. We're gonna go back, look at us running P13. So running P13, 7/10 back. Again, I felt like our tires were good. I felt pretty stable driving. And we're gonna see that I'm gonna close the gap here with 11 to go at the line. 12 to go, excuse me. Leader's already passed the line here. So running that middle seam now. You can see the huge run we get on the Goldfish, Mr. Olson. So we're going to try to make it work on the bottom. It's just difficult. And that was the trend throughout the race, is just choosing the wrong path to get around somebody, in turn costing us a lot more pace than we wanted. So try to get as high as I can to set up the entry here, knowing that it's going to be loose on the bottom. I know he's on my outside, so we're going to try to clear him, and we're clear. So now we have eyes set on Mr. Shepard in the Americana Chevrolet. So we're 8/10 back, sliding through that bottom. Next C-Fix I do, I plan on running higher up. A huge run on the Exalta truck. Now you're going to see in this last 10 laps, getting around the Exalta truck proved difficult. Because if we just go ahead and see what's happening behind us, we have Mr. Baldwin that sees us catching the Exalta, and I do believe he's going to be able to get up there with us as we're racing the Exalta truck. So we got a little loose. Again, that was us trying to stay off of him there. All right, so a little more steering input that late. It just caused us to break loose. Just killed our momentum. Now we have the 17 on our bumper. So this is the closest battle in the race, is right here, us 4. So we're going to keep it right here. 7 to go. Let's hop back in our cockpit and see what the telemetry looks like. Running on the low line, too wide, trying to get around the Exalta. Couldn't do it, and now Mr. Baldwin's comes up and takes that position. He gives it back to us. All right, let's go inboard. And another example of choosing the wrong line. We stuck behind the 12, Exalta clears him. Then we're pinched again on the bottom. He comes down, doesn't give us space. So we have to lift, which allows the 17 to get by us. So now knowing that the 12 is running that bottom line, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll have to get by this guy on the high side. So I try it high. We're going to run here, and he just leaves us room. I was committed, so I'm glad he left it open for us. Understanding that we had the run, we had the pace, but all too often C-Fix 2.2 strength of field, I believe. It's always nice whenever somebody gives you the line there.
Fucking it.
So we had Mr. Steele making contact up here in the top 4. He's the one that just spoke on the radio. We're going to turn off the telemetry. So a close battle up here for the 4th position. You'll notice in the graphic there, battle for first, obviously because P1 is included in the graphic. So good little battle here. We're gonna head back to P11, excuse me, P12 with us. We'll go chase view, give us a good idea of this side-by-side battle. Then we have the car up high that blew his engine. Nowhere to go up there. Side-by-side, contacts, free chicken.
You're an idiot.
Winner, winner.
Idiot.
Mr. Baldwin, not too happy about it. White flag.
You couldn't race clean, could you?
And that puts us in the top 10, chat. I say chat. With that being said, you can find me streaming live, twitch.tv,
I'll see you next time.
right there on our tailgate. We stream mostly ovals. We'll dabble with some road every now and again. But there it is. Top 10.
Good racing there, Stick.
Top 10 finish. So I hope you enjoyed the stream or the video. If you like it, if you want to see more of it, go ahead and click that like button, click subscribe. Always appreciate that. Leave a comment if you have any feedback on how I can get a little faster here this week. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one.
To stay in the top 10.